What's going on, guys? uh, Figured I'd come in for an early stream. Why not? Something to set off New Year's right. Stop playing with my toys? Never! You want to get closer to him, Devin? Get closer. He's coming for you. He's coming in for the hug, Devin. Leatherface got short. I mean, have you seen him in this film? What's going on? What's going on, Play? What's going on, Gabe? What's going on, Devin? What is going on, Garrett and Nicholas? Oh, I must have been feeling you, Gabe. I must have been feeling you. So, you know what? My people need me. Can we skip this movie? Sadly, no. Unfortunately. Oh, God. I'm not exactly the expert on wrestling, Garrett. So, I mean, storyline-wise, I don't know the logistics of how I would possibly do that and make it something to be really entertaining in that field. So you got your 1964 NECA Godzilla, really? I'm just over here playing with my Bubba. That completely didn't sound right. Strike that from the record. No super chats coming in. JG's playing with his Bubba. Just gonna give it a couple of minutes to let everyone pop in. Meanwhile, any of you guys that's here right now, make sure you're hitting the like button. Because I realize the notifications, even for some people that have been liking stuff, still haven't been going out. So I can just imagine for people that aren't liking to see if they don't get notifications either. Like, it's very weird how they're doing it. So definitely, while we have a moment, feel free to jump in there, like, and share to try to get the room packed if we can. Oh, thank you, AJ. I definitely appreciate it. 2020, I mean, I got you guys already, so I'm very happy with that. If I don't get another subscriber ever. As long as you guys are here with me in the streams, I'm perfectly fine doing what I'm doing. But I do greatly appreciate it, AJ. And hope to see you around in here some more. I thought you said I was just playing with Bubba. Yeah, I was playing with my Bubba. So you okay? You just like this video. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I know recently what YouTube did to me was I have analytics that keep track of my subs and everything, even though it rounds up to the nearest 10 when you guys look at my page. I had it where over the course of the last weekend, I lost like 12 to 15 subs, which is very weird. And then I lost views and likes on a couple of my videos, which is also very weird. But then I started gaining them back after a while. So I'm not sure if it was a glitch that took some of those off. I do know some videos, like the mask review I did early this morning, that was up to about 13 likes, and then it dropped down to 8, which is very odd. So, I mean, the only way you can offset it is just overflow. Like, as long as everyone's coming in, make sure you're hitting the like buttons on anything that you watch of mine. If you like it. If you don't, feel free to hit the dislike button. Like, I'm not forcing anybody to bend to my views or anything. If you don't like it, feel free to hit the dislike button and debate me in the comments. Like, I am not one of those YouTubers that get extremely butthurt over you disagreeing with me at all. Trust me, like, I have no problem with it. Unless you want to be a troll, then I might toy around with you a little bit. But ultimately, if I realize it's someone trolling, like chilling or something like that, then I will cut off communication there, because it's not going anywhere. I mean, sure, it gets the video traffic, but it's too much of a headache. Yeah, I know that, Robert. Matter of fact, I actually just watched Gate, I think last month. Yeah, I love that mask play. Which, like I said, big thank you to Z, who's usually in the chat. He was in the chat last night. Also, guy that runs Factor 13th Studios. Big, big, big thank you for the mask. Make sure I got everything where I need it to be, and then we shall begin. Meanwhile, let's jump over to the commentary area. You see, it's still snowing there, huh? I'll probably keep the snow one probably until maybe February. Because, I mean, I don't just have it on for Christmas. It's also for the season. So you want to get one for yourself, but you need to get food. It's understandable. I mean, self-preservation is key. But, I mean, guys, he's on Instagram, so I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. So whenever you do want to get one, just hit him up. Or if you just want to price anything, feel free to hit him up as well. Or if you catch him in the chat, feel free to ask any questions you have about the mask. Like, I'm not a strict streamer to where, like, no, you will not be doing anything in this chat that does not pertain to me. Like, no, I'm not. If you wanna fucking promote a little bit, go right ahead. Just as long as it doesn't take over the entire narrative of the chat. Like, I don't mind all that. But if the narrative turns into pretty much from what we're doing to something that you're doing, and we're not staying on topic for what the stream is about, then there might be a little bit of an issue. But typically, I don't mind it. I mean, hell, I think Ty has asked people to sub to him a couple times in here. If I remember right, I think Devin did too. Didn't you, Devin? So yeah, like, I'm definitely not... I'm not exactly that strict on it. Will there be a poll on the next franchise? Yes. I think I boiled it down to 2 of them. will be a vote between Evil Dead or Child's Play. Which that will be probably. I'll start that poll likely either after the stream or tomorrow afternoon. So just be on the lookout for that. And then we'll go from there to see which franchise we will do next. Wasn't I on Without Your Head podcast with Neil Jones? I was not. That unfortunately was not me, but hey, I'd be up to do one. I'm up to join anybody podcast or whatever. I'm definitely available. What about Child's Play, Evil Dead, and Sleepaway Camp? Sleepaway Camp, I'm kind of saving for the summer. Just because we kind of burned through all of the Friday the 13th films, and I want a good camp franchise. Once we hit summertime. All right. What is going on, Paris? How you doing? What's going on, Ty? Fucking penis. You gotta save that for Dead by Daylight. I mean, granted, we gotta get hype for this one too, but yeah, horror boy, we're at this one. How you doing, horror boy? Oh, thank you, AZ. How you? Thank you for the follow. Shit, I heard Pennywise for a second, scared the fuck out of me. Thank you for the follow on D Live, my friend. Oh, it's that season, Gabe. It's that season. When you're constantly cold out and it's rainy, especially around here because we only got one little bit of snow and it's been mostly rainy, it gets massively susceptible to sickness. I was playing all yesterday, Paris. Matter of fact, I was playing while in the Jason costume. Oh, and to you as well, AZ. And to you as well. So you're doing fantastic. That's great to hear, horror boy. I mean, Hollywood's always been very iffy with titles. It's either too cliche or too lazy. You can never really get a happy medium. And horror is extremely guilty of that. All right. Looks like we got a nice little crowd working. I'm liking it. All right. So we're going to get started here. I forgot I had this guy up here. What the fuck? All right, for those of you that are watching on Facebook, Twitch, Mixer, or D Live, or even what was it, Periscope? I think I have it on now too. Um, Most of everyone on YouTube already knows how this goes. If you are new and watching and lurking, and I just haven't seen you in the chat yet, ooh, let me put that on live. The way this works is I will be watching my copy of the movie, which tonight will be Leatherface 2017. The way it'll work, I'll be watching my copy. You should have your copy at the ready on your end, and then I will give a countdown. Once I reach one, I'll say play. You'll hit play. We'll watch the movie together, and hopefully, if I make mention of something, it should correspond with what you see on your TV. Unless the same thing happens in the last commentary and my entire fucking computer crashes. If my computer crashes, fuck. Oh, you say you saw too late, Paris? Like, fuck, I'm two in the game. After the match, I'm done. That's what I've said. I've said that before. And I've done 2 or 3 rounds later. Next thing I know is 5 o'clock in the morning. You died. Don't jinx it, JG. I make no promises. After that last time, that fucking killed me. I mean, luckily, like I said, given the area where I started, mostly because I did the countdown, that kind of helped me bridge it together and re-upload. What if Michael Myers takes a flight to the UK? Does he have his passport? Does he need his bags checked? I mean, can you imagine Michael Myers trying to board a flight? The whole movie should just be about that alone. Said, are we doing what tonight or no? You mean sharing tonight? I mean, I can share some pictures. Let me just answer a message real quick, and then we will begin. Cavity check. Come with me, sir. Michael tilts head and stares at him. Like I'm just putting on the fucking rubber glove. Like, now bend over. Like, you will see exactly how black Michael's eyes really are once those fingers get in there and start hooking around. So you should be mostly done your part 6 tonight, really? All right. I think I left you guys hanging long enough here. So let us begin. The countdown. Assuming you guys all have your copies ready, or if you don't have your copy ready, I know Devin said he doesn't have this movie. So, I mean, if you stick around, it's all good as well. And if you have the movie but don't want to watch it right now, you just want to join in the chat, that's fine. You can always come back because this video will be in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre commentary playlist. So you can always jump in there, wait for the countdown, and begin from there and sync it up. Provided we don't have another crash. I cannot stress that enough because that was such a pain in the ass last time. Michael gets a cavity search. That's both fucking hilarious and horrifying. Do you think when the guy pulls his fingers out, it'll be dripping with black ink like he touched Michael's soul? I don't know why I instantly thought Bendy and the Ink Machine there, Pears. Which, if you guys haven't played, that's a very scary, cartoony kind of game. But fucking just someone giving Michael a rectal exam and pulling fingers out and ink just dripping from it. That is instantly where my mind went. What's the hardest cosplay I've done? Batman. Mostly. I mean, only because the difficulty of putting on the costume. With Batman, it's a process getting every single one of those pieces on. I've worn prosthetics. I've worn other costumes that are tight-fitting and stuff like that. Jason, I did a Freddy a few years back. Batman is the most difficult, just because of the process. Hey, what's going on, Fortnite God? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, my friend. You have just caught us in time before we started giving a countdown. So if you have Leatherface 2017, make sure you pop it in now if you want to watch it with me and some of the other people in the chat. If not, that's fine. Stay in the chat, talk, hang out a bit. It's a nice little party. All right, that being said, let me turn off the desktop sound so we can avoid copyrights. Have I finished my new Freddy cosplay? Not yet. The cosplay pieces that I am going to be getting for my Freddy costume, I will not be ordering until either late February or early March. So it's going to be a couple of months even after then for stuff to be made and shipped to me. I'm kind of sad. It's near the end of the I'm guessing that's supposed to be year, and we haven't seen Chili. Yeah, I see. Okay, yeah, end of the year. I'm saying we might have to put Chillin' on a milk carton or something. Put some posters up. Happy New Year's, Ghosts. Gonna split spending time with the family and just popping in. That's greatly appreciated. All right, now let's jump into it. Like I said, when we are watching the movie, if you are not watching or you have a chance, be sure to hit the like button. Like button. I'm getting to the point where I can't English. Be sure to hit the like button to make sure you were notified of this stream and other streams to happen in the future, especially since the next series will be a toss-up between Evil Dead or Child's Play. Yes, AJ, I have seen Paul Bailey's version of Freddy. Like, his prosthetics are fucking amazing. Like, I think a while ago, from what I saw, he was selling silicone masks, too. And they look good, but it shows that there's no silicone mask that can match the overall look of prosthetics. Which I would love to do prosthetics. However, I'm the only one that can apply them, and I can't apply them to myself. Especially a Freddy one. If it was just a face prosthetic, I could do it on myself, but No, that would be hours and hours and hours, even if I could see behind my head and all of that shit. So sadly, it's a silicone mask for me that I'm gonna have to go to. But all right, I know I keep saying it, but let's begin. I got my Bubba in hand. I'm playing with my Bubba still. You know what? I just embraced it. I'm playing with my Bubba. I'm flicking my Bubba. You know, it kind of hurts. So you got to be kind of gentle. My Bubba likes to move back and forth. So what's the worst makeup in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise? Personally, the Leatherface mask from New Generation. So all you got cash for is the latex tots mask. Which one? Is it the pretty woman mask or the killing mask? Or did you get possibly the part 2, 3, or remake? Do I think Caillou became a serial killer? I mean, all signs indicate. But all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's get back to the task on hand. Oh, Kruger. Okay, I got you. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Doing a Kruger mask. Like they have some pretty good masks I would probably use for display. But sadly, if I'm going to get a mask like that needs at least some emote and be able to turn my head with the sweater on, I had to go silicone. And I had a backup person to go to just in case I couldn't get a hold of the premier mask maker, Dark. But I mean, from what I understand, Dark, I am friends with him on Facebook, so hopefully I can get one from him. I know he's a hard guy to get a hold of, especially if you're on Facebook friends with him. Like, it doesn't matter. He's a hard guy. He's very high in demand, especially if you've ever seen his masks. They are very sought after. I'll definitely hit you up, Paris. If I ever go about doing the part 4, which I think I may do at some point, especially once I get the hood. If I go for a part 4 hood, I'm definitely going for a silicone one on that. Just because I do enjoy turning my head, and the silicone hoods are phenomenal. James is a fantastic mask man. Yeah, he is. Like, just seeing his wall littered with all of those Freddy masks that he does. Although my favorite out of all of them is the part 2. I think the part 2 version of Freddy is the scariest. I just wish that there was some way to emote the mouth more, which isn't a knock on James or anybody. It's just the way the silicone mask functions. Like, they're not prosthetics, and you can't get the mouth to emote the way you want. Like when you're doing the big Freddy grin and all that, and showing your teeth and all that. Like, it doesn't lend itself to that. It's not meant for that. So, I mean, I get that. But you can do, especially with his, like, part 2, there's a lot of angry Freddy faces on there that you can make that Freddy does in the movie, and it comes off as fucking 150% fucking accurate. Yeah, I saw he had one of those. Part 2 with the brain ripping bat. Oh, you got yourself the NECA figure of the part 2 Kruger. Nice. See, I think eventually I'll end up working my way to getting other figures from the series like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. Right now, I just want one of all the big names. Razor gloves makes perfect Freddy gloves in my opinion. They look phenomenal. The only issue is I have a steel Freddy glove already, and my glove is pretty decent in itself. The only thing I need when I put together my Freddy costume is I need a con safe glove. And most cons do not allow steel. So I'm having to get a glove custom made that will be con safe. Why do you think Day of the Dead isn't as popular as Dawn? Mostly because Day of the Dead has a very dreary feeling all the way through it. The claustrophobia of being in the missile silo, the cabin fever that takes over all of the characters, and then the all of that culminating in the zombies just ripping everyone apart. It's not a really happy movie. Where Dawn, you have a pretty good mixture of fun, happy moments, horrifying moments, and so forth. So it's all about blending. When you lean too much into one aspect of a film being dreary and just dragging you down to make you feel what those characters are feeling, as opposed to these people need to get away, so they go to a mall. Things look bad, but then they look good because they close off the mall and they have all of this stuff to help them survive. And then it turns bad again when the motorcycle gang comes to the mall and some of the characters die, and then pretty much is essentially a happy-ish ending with some of the characters surviving and being able to leave and start over. Personally, I do like Day of the Dead. I really do. I think the effects in Day of the Dead are the most superior of all of the Romero films. But I do have to say I prefer Dawn. Just because of that. Like, Dawn has so many emotional things that go on throughout that film. Oh, you have a Shayfall Hero Glove. Nice, AJ. You have any pictures of it? Shit, after the movie, we can do a share. I'm going to share. I'm guessing Paris will, if you want me to share some of your work on your pictures. I'll be, or your mask. I'll be sharing some of Factor 13 Studios, like stuff that he sent me as well. Why do I think they never made a proper remake to Day of the Dead? Mostly because with the remakes to Day of the Dead that they do, um, typically they start out as a different movie. Like it's what Hellraiser has done a lot. You get a script for a different movie. Studio looks at it, wants to make it into a movie, but realizes nobody's gonna watch this shit. So they sticker a popular name on it, change some of the narrative around to sort of give you little hints and bits of the original film that its namesake is supposed to be based on, and just go from there. But ultimately, it's unrecognizable to the other film because it was never conceived from the beginning as a remake. It was conceived as an original property that was mutated into a remake. Well, shit, AJ, you gotta share it. Send it to me. Well, you can actually send it to my Facebook or you can send it to the Discord in the share with me folder part, category, whatever. Links to both should be down below. What about if Factor 13th makes Leatherface mess? I mean, I doubt that he does, at least right now. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. All right. All right, so I got my movie set. I got my Bubba in my hand. Let's do this. Save me, Bubba. And we begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Hey, what's going on, Chuck? We just literally started the movie. Start off at the Sawyer farm. Finally, we get it after 30 minutes of commercials. Like all good TV. It's called building up suspense. Like Drayton looks a bit more on the aggressive side. It was all in play, though, Paris. It was all in play. There was no seriousness behind that. Is 7'2" too tall to play Jason? There's this bodybuilder named Oliver Richter. Or Richer. And I think his size alone and height could be an intimidated Jason. Yeah, I'd probably say that's a bit too big. Because, I mean, Jason is supposed to be intimidating, but he's also supposed to be stealthy. And a 7-foot monster of a man walking through the woods is going to draw a lot of attention with a hockey mask on. That's one of the knocks against Ken Kurtzinger on that. So, I mean, wouldn't this kind of go against the whole aspect of the Sawyers needed to survive by eating people because of the slaughterhouse closing down? How long has the fucking slaughterhouse been closed down? And I mean, for Drayton to have the whole thing with him that, like, pretty much he doesn't have the heart to kill. And, like, Nubbin says, like, he's just a cook. Like, he makes everyone else do all the work. There's Grandpa. Grandpa's back again. Like, Drayton seems very fucking highly aggressive in here. What would I do play? I'd probably just sit back and watch the mayhem. Just busting JG's balls. You know what? I'm just going to sit over here and clutch onto my Bubba. Make sure his hand doesn't pop off. Okay, that's tied in the back. So I do like how they have the cloth apron. That's a really nice touch. Although seeing this particular version of him just makes me think of Dead by Daylight. Grab that Bubba for me. You can't play with the Bubba too much. I mean, you'll start getting hairy palms and shit. Oh, thank you, Chuck. Yeah, Grandpa's the best. Like, Darhk Mears and Ken Kurtzinger are the same height? Really? Hold on a minute. Because then maybe it's Ken Kurtzinger's, like, awkwardness or something, like the way he moves. Okay, so Ken's about 6'5". Yeah, and Darhk Mears is about 6'5". Holy shit. Then I wonder, why was Ken Kurtzinger moving the way he was? He moves like a fucking guy that's like 7'5" or something like that moves. Very stiff and awkwardly. Or was that Ronnie Yu that wanted him to move like Frankenstein? Because Darhk Mears was fucking... The way he moved was athletic as shit. I mean, yeah, I can add Cloverfield into it. See if anybody wants me to do the Cloverfield franchise. So you need to get a Leatherface costume for next Halloween. One for me and one for my son. That'd be a hell of a fucking... It'd be a hell of a father-son kind of thing. Or if you can't get one for your son, have your son be Nubbins. That'd be something too. It's an easy costume for a kid to wear. Or even have him be pretty much Nubbin's dead body from Texas Chainsaw 2. So it was Ronnie Yu's direction? That makes sense. So this year you were Jason and he was Chucky. That's nice. I went to Comic Con where I ended up being Michael Myers, and both my kids ended up being Ghostface and Sam from Trick or Treat. Ooh. I had to leave a mark. No, I wouldn't say Ronnie Yu's not a good director. He's just not a good director for slasher movies, in my opinion. Like good slasher movies build themselves onto a legendary kind of status from what they have to do to just get by on a small budget. And it really brings out the creativity. Ronnie Yu is far too stylistic for those kind of films. Oh no, that's extremely unrecognizable as Drayton. The Drayton I know from the first film would have fucking cowered like crazy after having the gun pulled on him. Even the way Bill Moseley played him in the film before this. Chucky got dear bites. Speaking of which, did you scare Abby much since the last time? Here and there off stream. Yeah, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing, Paris. Like by the time I got my phone out ready to record, it was already done. Especially because she's on edge, so you kind of got to set it up and she's watching for every little detail. I'm sure she's floating around somewhere, Nicholas. She may make an appearance. She always does. Got a pre-plan. I mean, I try. It's like all the scaring her from the first time round has her looking around corners and shit. Is that a vote for Troll, Devin? See, he's like the perfect Leatherface. Like, there was no way he should not have not been Leatherface. Do or do not. There is no try. Does Jason have a ticklish spot? Possibly on the tip of his machete, where nobody wants to touch. I mean, the nurse looks registering on the juicy meter just a little bit. There are many words for Paris. Many, many words. Oh, the next generation, hands down. Halloween 6 is salvageable. The next generation is something that should have never saw the light of day. Oh. You shove a mouse in her mouth. Run, Mousy! Is there a new Wrong Turn movie? I thought I remembered hearing something about they were thinking of making one, AJ, but I didn't know it was actually like underway. But then again, The Grudge, that kind of got made extremely fucking fast. To be honest, just because I'm really interested, I do want to see what they do with The Grudge. And I want to see Antlers. So far, aside from Halloween Kills, those are the two that's on my radar. I don't know, Gabe. It might be starting to get sore. Where you can hear like a difference when speaking, but then you wake up the next day and your throat's completely fucked. Yeah, I think from what I understand, the lawsuit for Friday the 13th will be over. From what I heard, heard something as far as like as soon as February or maybe into the summer, which is good. It will finally settle the whole copyright thing, but then we move on to both parties still have to make a deal in order to make a movie. Or a third party comes in and pays for two separate rights to make a movie. Those are the options we're looking at once the lawsuit is settled. Because it's not going to be one person awarded all the rights. They're not going to do it like that. I mean, have they started shooting Child's Play, the TV series, at all yet? Dude, it's Sam Raimi. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm expecting The Grudge to be good, especially since they're not catering to a PG kind of crowd. So, and judging by what I saw from the clip with Lin Shay in it, it's gonna be good. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All that shit will be in production. The only thing that I can see them not being able to do is call Uber Jason Uber Jason. They may have to call him just Uber. Like there is a possibility of that since Victor Miller would own the rights to Jason Voorhees. Oh, I haven't seen the new Jumanji yet, but I know who you're talking about. And the juice levels for her is really off the chart. Yeah, Jordan Peele's Candyman. I remember hearing about that too. Which I've heard multiple things about it that it's not exactly a remake. It will be sort of a kind of a sequel slash reboot. And then Chris Rock's Saw movie, I think, is going to act as a spinoff. So the other Saw movies will still be canon, and this will be its own side story kind of thing. I guarantee I'd do anything Friday the 13th was that I make money on. Sean would be all over my ass with that. Especially if it's successful. More than likely if it's successful. Oh, part 7 would be awesome. That I would have to get. So you don't think Jordan Peele's a good horror director, really? I personally thought I haven't seen Get Out, but I did see Us, and I really liked Us. What is my favorite giant monster movie? Huh. I mean, I do like Godzilla King of the Monsters. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's my favorite one in recent memory. Ooh. Yeah, Blumhouse is pretty good with their horror movies. Usually. Although they really fucked that track record with Black Christmas. That like really should not have been called Black Christmas at all. It should have been something completely different. Which I would have probably taken to it a lot better if it was called something else. But when you call something Black Christmas, and then after watching the original Black Christmas and you see that, it's unrecognizable. Unless you're telling me the killer in the original Black Christmas was also spoilers for it. Close your ears if you have not seen the new Black Christmas. They're possessed. So, I mean, unless you're telling me that killer was possessed the entire time in the original one, and that's how it correlates to this one, I don't really see the whole purpose of calling it that. My favorite Alien movie, not including Alien 1978 or Aliens 1986. Um, I would almost be inclined to just be a dick and say Predator, but no, I'll go the is it the fourth kind? I think it is. Yes, play. I saw it. Yeah, Fantasy Island looks really good. Really, really interesting. Which, if you can get my curiosity peaked, I'm typically in there. I don't feel bad for me. I did it to myself, play. Like, just because I wanted to be able to form a thought about it myself, and I didn't want to be influenced by outside sources on how I should feel about the movie. Hey, what's going on, Opa? Am I alone? Why? You want to join me? Pull up a chair. Come with. Why does Toho always make Godzilla a fat ass? Probably because it's likely an easy design to make a suit with. And then it just became iconic for the character. Well, Happy New Year to you too, Opa. A Jason in prison movie would kick ass. That'd be an interesting setting. Oh, thank you for the follow, Opa. I'm glad you're enjoying enough and you have joined. I am no longer alone. Well, I haven't been alone. I have everybody on YouTube and all that, ND Live joining. But I mean, I got an extra chair. You want to come in, join. Please join us. We have chocolate chip cookies and gummy bears. How come I don't have these things? Well then, that's a pretty juicy scene there, isn't it? Like, but where would you set it in the timeline, Paris? Ooh. Okay. So to be still undead Jason going to prison. Essentially, I would imagine it's around the time when they're trying to execute him the multiple times. Right before the events of Jason X. Hmm. I don't know. This movie, just from seeing this, looks like it had so much potential because of the pieces in play and what they could have did to really hammer home the origin of Leatherface. And it's so frustrating because it feels like such a missed opportunity. Other than Predator 1987, it would be Predator 2. Everything else in the series, I absolutely didn't like. The only other one to me that was even remotely decent was Requiem, to be completely honest. And that's only because it leaned more into the horror aspect of things, which is what I wanted. But even then, that wasn't overall a good movie. That was forgettable. Hey, what's going on, Ranger? We are currently 33 minutes into the movie. Oh, I see what you're saying, Paris. Oh, Happy New Year's, Ranger. How would I rank the Alien films? That would be a video within itself, which I still need to do Scream, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh shit, yeah, Paris, we could definitely do that. Completely. Like, especially if you can stream at all on Twitch, I could probably do a picture in picture kind of thing. You're almost level 50 on Ash, which I would probably say if you can start leveling up Claudette as well, so that way you can get things like self care. Start getting all those teachable perks for the other characters. Do you have to make an account to stream? Yes, you would. But essentially, the way it could work is you can stream on your end on Twitch, and I can put it into a picture-in-picture watching your stream on mine, so there might be a bit of a delay between us. But ultimately, that could work. Yeah, I have a hard time believing that the kid at the end of this becomes Leatherface too. Like, their best bet was they should have kept Bud as Leatherface. That would have made the most sense just because of how he looks and how he acts. It was literally every single quality of Leatherface. What are my hopes for the Mandalorian season 2? Ooh, I don't want to get into that because I don't want to give out any spoilers for that one, especially for people that haven't seen it. But I mean, would Darth Maul really be able to survive though? Considering how he died against Obi-Wan and Rebels. But I mean, I guess with Sidious coming back, that I mean, anything's on the table. Like, more Baby Yoda, please. I can take that. Which I'd be surprised if season 2 doesn't somehow bring Boba Fett into things. Because, I mean, they got all the pieces they need for him to come in there. Yeah, Bud was a red herring. It was a really bad red herring. Because, I mean, he fit everything for it. Which, I mean, would have been fine if the guy that actually became Leatherface fit the character of Leatherface. But to take the person that matches that iconic character so closely and try to subvert expectations and give us something that doesn't match it at all, it's really weird. Oh, thank you, Chuck. Like, yeah, Factor 13 Studios did a hell of a job on that mask. Well, it like kind of looks like they were trying to set these two up as being these badass killers, which should have culminated in Leatherface possibly skinning his first mask from one of them. Like, especially if you go with the aspect that he may have idolized them so much from what they were doing that he created his first mask out of them as a tribute. I guess you could have went if you were going to go that route with this one. But when you look at the Leatherface character on here, by the time this movie ends, the whole point of Leatherface was supposed to be he's devoid of any character, so he wears a mask to define himself. That's his character traits. Like, depending on what mask he's wearing, that's how he's feeling. I don't buy that Jedediah becomes Leatherface and adopts that personality. One of my hopes for the next Texas Chainsaw movie, that they keep it in the 70s. I don't want to see a Texas Chainsaw Massacre that takes place in present day. Oh, that's nasty. But yeah, I would definitely want the new Texas Chainsaw movie, since it's going to be a direct sequel to the first one, to take place in the 70s. Yeah, I can't wait either, AJ. Like I said, if there was any franchise that needed a timeline reboot, it's definitely Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, if I was going for the that particular version, Chuck, I would definitely have the axe mark put in. But considering my hood doesn't have the wound from the axe mark, nor the blood painted onto it, I wanted to go for more of the barn scene before he gets the axe mark. If I do one that has the axe mark, I think I'll probably save that when I put together a part 4 version. Like, we got to see Grandpa kill someone. Very true. At least like we got that much. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't buy him as Leatherface. I really, really don't. Whether he gets disfigured or not, just from the way he's interacting with her alone, does not scream Leatherface to me whatsoever. Yeah, we watched Texas Chainsaw 3D the other night, and I mean, I liked it. I liked it. It definitely had some problems, but from what I remember Adam Marcus saying with it was pretty much studio issues. Studios acting, well, not acting, but adding things like the cell phones and product placements and fucking fudging with the year that it was supposed to have taken place in. The only thing that I would have probably have changed on the top of my head was maybe the first 10 minutes of when we get introduced to Alexandra Daddario's character. I would have just cut it from the baby being taken from the Sawyers to them riding in the minivan to the house. Which I realize this also is a missed opportunity because the guy here, I don't know if they ever said his name. He could have been a really good Nubbins. Because, I mean, does it ever really say anywhere in the first film that Nubbins and Drayton or any of them are related? Because he could have been Nubbins just as easy as supposedly he's supposed to be Leatherface. And would have made sense, like, they both escaped the asylum together and they eventually welcome him into the Sawyer family, too. And judging by how confrontational he is, like it showed in the diner, would also show a side of how confrontational Nubbins is with Drayton in the first movie. But then again, in part two, they do say Chop Top is a Sawyer too, and he's the brother of Nubbins. But then again, this kind of retcons that. So, I mean, you had every tool to work with to really tie this in to the first Texas Chainsaw movie, and they just didn't. So I hope they say Chop Top exists, but he's still in Vietnam or something like that. If anything, they could have Chop Top come. And, like, he could be in there if Bill Moseley wanted to come back, which he would. I think, without a doubt, Bill Moseley would come back and reprise his role as Chop Top in this new timeline. Like, maybe he's on his way back home and he realizes Nubbins got killed. And he sort of eggs on the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Said the barn scene is your favorite look. I like it too, especially of all the scuffs and everything on the mask. Like, it's weathered, but he's still not dirty or anything like that. Like, the lighting and everything on it is just like absolutely perfect. At least for that movie, Jason. My favorite look is still part 7. I can definitely understand that, AJ. Like a lot of your views on the costume will definitely change when you have that entire costume. Like I love my part 3 costume. What are my hopes for Godzilla versus Kong if I'm going to see it? That we have a definitive winner. And none of the whole like tie bullshit that most movies versus wise likes to do. Oh. Oh. Yeah, see, that would have been a good segue to him becoming Leatherface. Oh, where'd you send it to, AJ? I'm not seeing it on any of the pages. Like, so far, so good. No Abby. I think it's unlikely, especially considering it's been so far. They say 50 years and Baby Yoda is still a baby. So I'm thinking we're likely not going to see much growth in him unless we hit a time jump. Oh, okay, I see it. I see it. I see it, AJ. I'll be sharing them. What part of the film are we on? We are currently 55 minutes into the film. Can you imagine that, Ranger? Or what if it's more just to keep it in line with the Monsterverse? Mothra. Not Martha, but Mothra. Hmm. Ooh. Hmm. Hmm. So I'm surprised Steven Dorff hasn't been in a ton of other movies in the horror genre. Ooh. That's a hell of an effect. Getting the smoke coming out of her mouth. I see the new video by Toon Sandwich. No, I don't think I've heard of them. Oh. Oh, that's so nasty. That's so fucking nasty. There'd be no fucking way. Especially if you got long hair like her. There's no fucking way. Looks like they're walking like zombies. Oh yeah, I'd be throwing up too. Let it all out. I'd be washing my hair and that shit and everything. Said, who is chillin'? He was a bit of a troll that popped up early in the streams when I started doing them. So I guess that's supposed to be them kind of insinuating that he's going to be Leatherface. Do I prefer the Dark Knight or the Joker? That would be depending on the mood I'm in. Because I love both movies. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, personally, AJ, I don't mind the Suicide Squad Joker. I never did. I never jumped on that bandwagon to just completely shit on Jared Leto because I personally felt like we just didn't see enough of him to accurately give him a fair shake at the character. Now, there are some stylistic changes that I didn't agree with, like the tattoos and all that. The grills I kind of understood, so I gave him a pass on that. Because, I mean, when you're the Joker and you're getting punched in the mouth all the time, and your major aside from the pale skin and all that, your major defining feature is your smile. One would think that after being punched in the mouth by Ben Affleck's Batman, that you're likely going to need something to recreate that smile. The Whisperers learned how to make masks from Leatherface. They took notes. Hey, what's going on, Storm? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is pretty cool. Like, I do hope that we get to see more of him. Oh, I'm good, Storm. How you doing tonight? On this New Year's Eve. What's up, Gabe? What are you hemming about? Jason for part 4 versus reboot Leatherface. Oh man, I'm not sure because I think that could be a toss up. I would want to go with part 4 Jason just because I feel like that would be right, but I would not be surprised if reboot Leatherface won. Who do I prefer, Heath Ledger's Joker or Joaquin Phoenix's? I prefer Joaquin Phoenix's just because the psychosis that he has in there is more in line with what the Joker has, as opposed to just being the flat out anarchist that Heath Ledger was. Do I know who Hugh is? Hugh who? UK. Well, I guess I kind of set myself up for that one, huh? Pig's tearing his ass up. I mean, Jack did a good job too. Very reminiscent of the Joker of that time. Ooh. Oh yeah, if we're talking all Jokers, Mark Hamill's always going to be the number one. I would have loved to have seen him actually portray a live action version of the character, though. Your puppy again? Yeah, they terrorized the house with Abby. So, I mean, I get that's why he doesn't speak anymore. But that still doesn't make any sense as far as his personality. Hmm. Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Like, because, I mean, even if he's deformed horror boy, it doesn't explain his mental state by the time we see him in 1973, 74, whenever those things take place. Like, the personality doesn't match. I agree. It does look pretty modern for it to be a prequel. How Roy get Jason's machete. He didn't have Jason's machete. He had a different machete altogether. Because I mean, we already know that Roy was doing research on Jason, and he had had to have a bit of an obsession to collect those newspaper clippings. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility when he's putting together the hockey mask, the hood that he has, planning to use the Jason persona that he didn't go out and get a machete too. Thoughts on Lucio Fulci and Dario Argento? Both pretty good legendary horror directors. Especially Lucio Fulci. Like, his zombie movie is fucking phenomenal. Dario Argento, I'm less familiar with. I do know he did a Dracula rendition not too long ago with, I think it was his daughter was in it, I think. And it just was boring. I'm not sure, Gabe, because it kind of makes it seem like they once they got Roy's body, he had his wallet on him. And that's where they got the picture of Joey and the newspaper clippings from. Although they should have probably got a smaller chainsaw for him. Ooh. Like, why does the chainsaw look so much bigger than him? I don't know, Gabe. That's kind of leans into my theory of possibly Roy being Jason's real father all along. Because it would make sense for him to follow all the aspects of Jason up to that point. All the appearances, murders, and everything. Especially if he believed Jason was his son. But that's only if you consider the Pamela tapes canon. Oh no, it's allowed, AJ. It's allowed. Like I said, I'm not a strict person, one of those strict people on YouTube. Like, you must only be talking about me. Like, I'm not like that. Now, if they wanted to do this movie as like a reboot to the whole franchise, I could have probably bought it better. But being a prequel to the original film, it just does not work. We are currently an hour and 19 minutes in. Play. My thoughts on Clive Barker is a pretty good director. Hell of a writer. But
you're always mad about me not bringing you a milkshake.
Oh,
here.
shit. Thank you. I got snacks.
You got tons snacks. You got tons snacks.
Thank you.
Oh.
What are you watching?
Oh, thank you for the follow, Thick. Alright, you may go. Get.
I took a bite of your donut. Well, I didn't take a bite. I just took some of it off.
Epic. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. I guess that makes up for the milkshake. I was gonna say, like, it definitely looks like the original house now. Although they kind of added on to it, because I don't remember seeing any of that shit. Don't encourage her, Gabe. But I mean, why is he making the face? Like the mask? Like, it doesn't say why he's doing it. It's like just an idea that he had. Like, it's just kind of shoehorned in. Because nothing during the film ever indicated as such that he wanted to wear human skin. Now, I'm guessing this is supposed to be the Pretty Woman mask when it was freshly made. Huh. All right. Well, that was that was Leatherface. Well, shit. Yeah, that movie definitely has a ton of issues. Because I don't see how that kid turns into this guy. Like, I don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, granted, even if they did make Bud Leatherface, there still would have been a hell of a lot of issues going forward, but trying to do that kind of switch just created an insurmountable amount of shit. Oh, man. Yeah, garbage indeed. Like, none of the characters were recognizable at all. Drayton wasn't recognizable. Leatherface wasn't recognizable. You gave us Verna, who we've only just discovered in the previous film. Grandpa was finally got to kill someone. I don't know. Like, they keep giving us these movies with all these Sawyers, and it always leads me to think, where the fuck were these people at during the first film? Like, they, especially, that's one of the things I hope Fede Alvarez does, is not only keep it in the 70s, but also keep it only as Drayton and Leatherface. You can bring Chop Top in, but only keep it only to those three. And the only reason I say Chop Top is because he's a fan favorite. That would be the only reason I would bring him in. But yes, we are on to the share. Take a bite real quick. Not bad. Get the snack on stream and everything. just going to grab up all the pictures real quick. And then the share shall begin. Yeah, in this, we don't even get Leatherface till the end. Exactly. Like, I would have felt like Leatherface, if you were going to make this a Leatherface origin story, it should have been where Leatherface himself should have surfaced about 3/4 into the movie, making his first mask out of the 2 serial killers that they were with. After that point, then we get Leatherface full-fledged and doing his thing. And actually, maybe even scaring Drayton. Because Drayton was way too volatile in this. Like, something Leatherface did should have scared Drayton enough to where we see him in the first film, where he can't have any part in cooking. Or not cooking, killing. He doesn't want to have any part in the killing. Like, you could be violent in the beginning, but after seeing Leatherface work, it should have deterred him from that from there on out. Like, he's so mentally scarred by what Leatherface did that he wants no parts of it. All right, now, where do I go here? Oh, guess I should go to community. That helps. All right, and AJ, I'm assuming this is your son too, isn't it? I'm about to show Ghost Abby this at some point. I think she'd get a kick out of it. All right. Now, Paris. I need to get your stuff here. Oh, I need messages. There we go. All right. So let's jump over here. Let's share some of... Where's my image at? I'll just make a new one. Right, so first we will be sharing some of Paris's hockey mask. I only got the ones that you painted so far because I didn't know if you wanted me to do the entire process, Paris. But yeah, let me blow that up a little bit for you. There we go. Get you down there. There we go. Yeah, that is the beginning of Paris's Part 6 mask. Not bad. You get the other one. It's a bit more of a closer look at it. Definitely looks really good. Can't wait till you get the chevron on it too. That shit's gonna look awesome. Oh, I got something for you, Ghost Abby. First, let's bring up AJ and his son. Hey, Abby. Who's that on there? He's going to be your friend to the end. That's a sick Part 6 costume. I mean, the Child's Play costume is really, really good too. But that Part 6 costume is phenomenal. Abby sees Chucky and like, bye everyone. Hold on, Abby. Hold on one moment. Let's get a little bit closer on it. Like, that's phenomenal. I love that. Like, well done on the Chucky costume. Even the scarring, I love. And I think we got a solo Chucky. Yeah, we do. I swear, I kind of want to get that costume just to put it on Abby's sister and just have her chase her throughout the house. But yeah, you guys did a hell of a job on these costumes. Oh, you're the Chucky Fortnite god, really? Oh, great job, my friend. Let's check out the glove. Yeah, is that a excuse me, is that a Part 4 glove? Like, because I'm looking at the blades. The blades kind of remind me of Part 6. But overall, it looks like a Part 3 or 4. Well, no, more of a Part 4. But the blades definitely remind me of a Part 6. Part 6, okay, okay. So I was going with my gut on that. Then we got the other side of it. That's a hell of a glove. That looks great. Alright, now let me jump over here. Where's that at? Oh, excuse me. Oh, wrong thing. Because I wanted to get it to the point of the process of what I was talking about in the video. Alright, so I got that. So pretty much the beginning process of Factor 13 Studios, like when they made my mask, this is what he initially showed me. The process of him doing it. And that's what I mean, like he walked me literally through, not walked me, but he essentially gave me a step-by-step process of how he did things. Because then we go from that to that. Which a lot of the Friday the 13th movies did use a clear mask as a base. So that's accurate. And then the next one, him drilling out and sanding down. Grabbing up a couple of the pictures just so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Okay, then we go from that to, where'd you go? This. Then we go from that to this. And we get to that to this. And then finally we get to that, which is what you guys say. Which if you look at the shape of it compared to where I'm wearing the mask, that's what gives the kind of look that it has. Hey, what's going on, Copy? Thank you for the follow, my friend. So I just wanted to share that little bit of a process with you guys that Factor 13th Studios did. Of course, we got Paris working on his hockey mask, so I'll be sharing more of the stuff from him as well. Especially in the next couple of streams. Let me take that off. There we go. Happy New Year. It's already over for me. Well, Happy New Year to you too, my friend. Even though it's already over, fuck it. Happy New Year. We're hitting New Year somewhere in any, like, some time zone. We're hitting it. Oh, man. But yeah, that definitely some nice stuff to share. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, go eat some pizza, and bring in the new year. Hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for sticking around with me to keep me sane for this Texas Chainsaw Massacre finale for now. But I will see you guys Sunday. I'm not sure what movie we will be doing just yet. I'll be putting a poll on the YouTube channel, so make sure you vote on there. And hopefully we'll either be doing Evil Dead, we'll be doing Child's Play, or Cloverfield. I think I said I was going to put on there too. But I'll see you guys. You guys have a happy new year, and I'll see you Sunday if you guys join. And as always, I am JG Dark, and thanks for watching. Time to go get some pizza.